My name is Marcel Kras. I'm a non-Arab Muslim. I did not grow up with Arabic. I did not hear the Qur'an as a child. When I entered Islam, I entered it seriously. I was aware that the Qur'an is not a cultural book, and it's definitely not poetry. It's not history. The Qur'an is the word of God. And when you truly believe that, something becomes very clear. Sincerity alone is not enough. Loving the Qur'an, as we all do, is not enough. Effort is not enough. You need a correct way to approach it. Like many reverts, I began listening. I repeated sounds. I memorized what I heard. From the outside, it looked like progress. And for a time it felt like progress. But slowly something became uncomfortable. I realized I was not actually reading the Qur'an. I depended on having heard verses before. That is when I understood the real problem. The problem was language. Arabic was not my language. Yet most systems treated it as if it should become intuitive. Repetition was expected to turn into reading, but repetition does not create literacy. Structure does. I began focusing on the smallest unit of the Qur'an, the letter. Every word in the Qur'an is built from 28 letters. Native speakers absorb them naturally. Non-Arabs do not. And yet, almost every system rushes past them. When the letters are unstable, reading becomes guessing. Guessing has no place in the Qur'an. German method began as a necessity, not a course, a correction. Reading first. Calm, structured, German engineered. Many people believe they are reading the Qur'an. They recognize verses. They know when to stop. They feel familiar with the page. But familiarity is not reading. Reading means you can look at a page you have never seen before and decode what is written there. Most non-Arab Muslims cannot do this. They rely on memory. They rely on rhythm. They rely on having heard the verse before. This creates the illusion of reading. Until the illusion breaks. A new surah, maybe a different font, a faster recital. And suddenly confidence collapses. This is not a lack of sincerity. It's a lack of structure. German method exists to rebuild reading itself, before Tajweed, before memorization, and before anything else. Arabic was never your language. That single fact explains more than most people realize. For many Muslims, Arabic is present from childhood. The sounds are familiar, the letters are familiar. But for non-Arab Muslims, this familiarity does not exist. And yet, most learning systems behave as if it should. Repetition is expected to replace literacy, but repetition creates familiarity, not independence. When language is unfamiliar, people compensate. They memorize sounds. They rely on recognition. Over time, guilt appears. People believe they are failing spiritually, but this was never a spiritual problem. It was a language problem. The German method exists to remove the language barrier by teaching real reading, calmly and structurally. Every word in the Qur'an is built from 28 letters. This is not the detail, it is the architecture. When these letters are rushed, reading becomes unstable. Similar letters blur together, sounds become approximate, guessing appears, and guessing creates anxiety. This is why Tajweed later feels heavy. This is why memorization later feels fragile. German method slows down here intentionally, not for perfection, for correctness. This is what makes it easier, not simplified, designed, German engineered.